Welcome back to another video. It is Sir Mythic here, and we are back in our Colts franchise. And in case you can't tell, we are not in our league that we were in last episode. We are in a different league, and that is because I've decided that I wanted to start my league a little differently. And if it was a league I was going to do long term, I wanted to really like how I started and, make sure that certain things are the way that I wanted them before I start, and certain things such that are specific player overalls, such as if we go to the Eagles and we go to quarterback, you can see Carson Wentz and Jalen Hurts both are a higher overall. I raised Jalen Hurts from a 71 to a 73 and a Carson Wentz from a 72 to a 76. I think they both should have those overalls instead of their previous ones. Matt Ryan I took from a 79 to an 85. I think that's fair for him. If we go down to the Lions, Jared Goff I moved up from a 77 to an 80. If we go to the Rams, Matthew Stafford I moved from a 79 to an 85 as well. If we go to the Packers, who are right here, I moved Aaron Rodgers from a 92 to a 94. And then that is all I changed, I believe. I also changed T.Y. Hilton from a 79 to an 83, but he is not on our team, and he's not on a team right now. I think he's in free agency still, so that will be his overall wherever he goes. Those are just because I think those players in particular should have different overalls. But aside from that, the re-sign period has already happened. As we are the Colts, I can tell you I decided I could not bring back T.Y. Hilton or Zach Pascal. I brought back Mo Alley Cox, Anthony Walker I did not bring back, Malik Hooker I did not bring back because I like what I have with my safeties. Julian Blackmon and Kahir Willis are both good safeties that have that are young with lots of potential. I think going into free agency, our biggest need would be probably wide receiver, quarterback, tackle, and then on defense, we need some pass rush on the edge, and then obviously some linebacker help and secondary help as well. Biggest concern would probably be defensive line. I think our secondary has some young players with lots of potential. Hopefully, Kenny Moore, Rocky Sin, they can develop well. Kenny Moore is doing well, but Rocky Sin, I think, had a little bit of a down year, but hopefully he can develop into a better player this year. Let's go ahead and sim to the next week of free agency. We missed the first week because we switched into a different team, so I could release JJ Watt because he was still on the Texans roster. So there's a bug where when you switch back, so I switched back to the Colts, it would not let me sign in the first week, but we're here in the second week. We have a large amount of cap room. Who do we want to bring in? Who could we bring in for a couple years or a year on the Colts? Let's see. I think the big need we need to bring in is a star wide receiver. We have some options here, but I think the main guy I want to pursue is either Kenny Galladay or Will Fuller. See, Kenny Galladay is more of a physical receiver, but Will Fuller is more of a speedy receiver. He has good route running deep down the field. He has good speed and acceleration, so I think we can go after him on a 4-year deal. Let's offer him, say, $55 million for 4 years. Let's see if he accepts, and then let's see who we have at tight end. Gronkowski, Jared Cook, Gerald Everett. I don't think we'll pursue any of them. We definitely want to pursue a left tackle. We could go Cam Robinson. We could go Villanueva. If we go over and look at right tackle, because any tackle we sign, they know they're coming to Indianapolis to play left tackle because that is the hole we need filled. Now, I think our best options would be Darrell Williams or also Cam Robinson. Now, Cam Robinson is currently getting pursued by the Seahawks, and he's asking for a little bit more money than I would like to give him. So I think I want to pursue Darrell Williams. Now, first let's go ahead and import the draft, and I'm not going to scout any players because for the most part I do know who I want to bring in. I know what players are good and what players are not because it is obviously the 2021 draft class, and a lot of these players I know from real life. Now I need to change some names here because Madden thinks that some bad words are trying to be spelled out here, so I'm going to go ahead and change a few names here that you can see are blurred out or, you know, replaced by symbols, but I'm just going to have to spell them all wrong by about a letter so they can still be in the game, and when I'm done with that I will be back, so I'll see you guys after that. Alright guys, I am back and I've changed Penei Sewell and a couple other names. I didn't look at any of the overalls because that would just obviously ruin the fun of, you know, I don't want to know who's good in the draft and who's not, although I have a good idea. I mean, I know who's good and who's not because this is a real life draft class, but I don't want to know the overalls, the specific stats, things like that. So, looking at the draft class, I think we definitely want to pursue a player at the tackle position. That would probably be Darrell Williams. He's cheaper, a little bit older, but he'll play at a similar level to Robinson. So we're gonna offer him a 2-year, $15.1 million deal. We are not on top of the Cardinals, which I think we need to bring in Darrell Williams, so we're going to offer him a little bit more money and see if maybe he will want to come play for us with a little bit of a better salary over the Cardinals and the Bengals offer. Hopefully he'll come in and play left tackle for us, and if not, we'll have bigger questions to answer. Let's hope we can get Will Fuller as well. And we also need to focus on quarterback. So let's go ahead and sim to the next week and see if either of them accept the contract. And we actually get our contract rejected by Darrell Williams, but Will Fuller does come in. Let's go ahead and, yes, I've seen this is about Quentin Nelson. We want to pick up his 5th year. Go ahead and extend his contract by a year. Great player. You got to pick up his 5th year option. Now, he rejects. We bring in Will Fuller. Let's go ahead and go into free agency. See who we could bring in now. Quarterback, Jameis Winston. Let's look at league signings. Colin Kaepernick goes to the Jets. Okay. Let me go ahead and take Colin Kaepernick out of the game. I'll be back. Alright, Colin Kaepernick is now out of the game. I took his cap hit down to only 10K because that is the minimum you can take it down to, so the Jets don't actually get a cap hit from him, and I moved him to punter because I think we can all agree that he would not be coming out of free agency and he would not be coming back to the NFL after all this time. But he's not in here, so we just have to pretend he doesn't exist. Now let's see, who can we bring in? I think that Rob Gronkowski is getting pursued by the Panthers. That's interesting. Philip Lindsay by the Jets. Kenyon Drake by the Dolphins. Xavier Rhodes has not been signed to a team yet. We could definitely pursue him. Let's go ahead and look at cornerback actually. Who are our options here? I think we're going to offer Xavier Rhodes a smaller 1-year contract than what he's asking. A 1-year, $5.35 million. See if that will pull him in so he can come back with us for another year. Now what to do for tackle? I'm not quite sure. We have to bring in somebody. I'd say we can try to offer. I don't want to try to pronounce his first name. I think I'll mess it up, but Alejandro Villanueva, I think is how you say his name. Let's go ahead and offer him a contract. He's asking for a lot of money. That is a big contract for 1 year for 75 overall, but we desperately need that position filled, and the Dolphins are going to have us outbid. We can raise it a little bit, but I can't go much higher than that. If he signs with the Dolphins, It's unfortunate for us, but let's go ahead and send him to the next week and see if we can bring him in. He does not want to come play for us, but we do get Xavier Rhodes. Alright, we apparently cannot sign free agents once again, but I think we will have Danny Pinter starting at left tackle, and that will be who's there for now. As for defense, we have Rakusin, who I'm going to actually put over Xavier Rhodes, and then we have Kenny Moore as well. So we don't get a tackle in free agency, and we still need a quarterback and an edge rusher. What do we do for the quarterback situation? An option is we could trade for Carson Wentz. Let's see what they would be looking for Carson Wentz. Let me see if I offer them a second, a third, and let's try to offer a second from next year. And let's see if this is close. And they accept. I am surprised. I didn't think that was going to go through. But the Eagles do accept. We might have gave up a little bit of too much value there, but I think that was just close to enough to bring him in, because usually in different times I've traded with the Eagles and for Carson Wentz, I have had more trouble than what I've just had trading with them. So our second and third round pick are now gone, and we have brought in Carson Wentz to play quarterback for the Indianapolis Colts, and he will be the starter for the 2021 season. It's exciting stuff. Hopefully he can take us to the promised land, because this team is Super Bowl ready. He is wearing number 10 here in Indianapolis. But I actually am going to move around the numbers really fast. I'm going to move Carson Wentz. He should be number 11, but that is Michael Pittman, so he's going to take number 10. Paris Campbell is actually going to move his number over to be 17, which would be Phillip Rivers' old number. And we're going to move Will Fuller from, I think, 80. I thought it was going to be a different number, but we're going to move him from 80 over back down to 15, which would be his original number that he came over from the Texans with. Let's go ahead and do that. Okay, now in the draft, we need to address tackle or defensive line, and we have a pick in the first round to do it. I think we might have overtraded for Wentz just a little bit, which is my fault. But we have the draft. Let's go ahead and simulate in the week, and let's go ahead and start the NFL draft.
The Jaguars are
Let's
now
see
on
what the
the
Jaguars take at pick 1. You've got to think
The Jets
Trevor
are now
Lawrence.
on the
It
clock.
is. The Jets
The Dolphins are now on the
take Zach Wilson. The Dolphins
The Falcons
take
are now on
Jamar
the
Chase. The Falcons take Penei Sewell. The Bengals
Eagles
take
are now on the
Devontae
clock.
Smith.
The Lions
Eagles
are now
take
on the clock.
Micah Parsons. Interesting.
The
The
Panthers
Lions
are
take
now on the
Jalen
clock.
Waddle.
The Broncos
Panthers
are
take
now on
Christian
the clock.
Darrisaw.
The Cowboys
The
are
Broncos
now on the
take
clock.
Justin Fields.
The Giants are now on
The
the
Giants take Kyle Pitts. The Cowboys take Kyle
49ers
Pitts.
are
The
now on the
Giants
clock.
take a great tackle in Rashawn Slater.
The
The
Chargers
49ers
are
go
now on
Christian
the clock.
Barmore.
The Vikings are now on the clock.
Patrick Surtain to the Chargers.
The
The Vikings
Patriots are
take
now on the clock.
a good offensive lineman in Vera Tucker.
The Cardinals
Patriots
are now
take
on the
Trey
clock.
Lance for QB.
The Raiders
Cardinals
are now on
take
the clock.
Gregory Rousseau to help with
The
that
Dolphins
defensive
are now
line.
on the clock.
The Raiders will take Caleb Farley. Dolphins take Travis
The
Etienne.
Bears are now on
Xavier
the clock.
Collins helps the linebacker
The
group
Colts
in
are now on the
Washington.
clock.
Joseph Asai helps the linebacker group in the city of Chicago. And now it would be our pick. Who is still on the board? Who could we take to come in and help this team? I think our top needs need to be defensive line and tackle. James Hudson is on the board. I'm not sure who we could take in. We could bring in a top wide receiver prospect. We could bring in a tight end. This is a very valuable pick. Quincy Roche, of course, is still on the board. Jemiah Owusu Komora, or Koromoa, maybe is how you say that name, is still on the board, and he would be a great linebacker to have with Darius Leonard and Bobby Okereke. We could also take defensive back and help the secondary. Who do we want to take? I just think you have to address that tackle spot if you want to help your quarterback. And I think we might take James Hudson. I think that is going to be the pick. Let's go ahead and draft James Hudson. He's a 71 overall. It's a little bit of a reach. He has good strength. He has good lead block. His pass blocking is a little bit bad. He has good injury. Hopefully he won't get injured. Let's see who the Titans take with their pick. They do take that linebacker. That stings a little bit. Let's go ahead and sim all the way to round 4, where our next pick is at. And all the way in the 4th round. Maybe we can get some line help now. Nick Bolton is on the board. I think I am going to take Nick Bolton. He is a prospect I like. He is a 65 overall. He is also a big stretch, but I think he does have a lot of potential on the defensive line. We can sub him in, and I think he has some good potential. Let's go ahead and skip to our next pick in round 5. Let's see who's on the board here. I think we bring in wide receiver help, and I think we're going to bring that in the form. We could go Anthony Schwartz is a speed guy, or we could bring in Seth Williams as well. We could bring in Tamorion Terry as well for a slot wide receiver. I think we're going to go ahead and draft Tamorion Terry. He's a 68 overall.
Are now on the clock.
A little bit of a slower wide receiver, but he definitely has some potential. Let's go ahead and see the Titans pick, because they are in our division. They take a good offensive lineman for that offensive line. Anthony Schwartz just goes a pick before. Round 6, who do we want to take? I think we can take up a backup offensive tackle. He's very bad. That was not a good pick. We just got to be honest. That was not. Bad pick by us. Let's go ahead and go into the next round. And I think I'm going to trade this pick away. Let's see our offers that we get for it. I'm going to take a round 6 pick from the Jets next year.
Hold on now.
And that will conclude our draft. Let's go ahead and sim all the way to the end of the draft. And let's view the draft recap. You can see we drafted 4 players because we overpaid for Carson Wentz, but we brought in James Hudson for left tackle, Nick Bolton for linebacker, Tamorion Terry for wide receiver help, and then for tackle depth we brought in Tavon Jenkins. Let's go ahead and sim into week 1 of the next season now. Alright guys, we are here in week 1 of the new season. I simmed the preseason, so we don't have to worry about that. Let's see, here are the players that we have upgrade points for. I'm just going to automatically upgrade all of them. And I won't always do that, but when there's that many after, simming 4 weeks, I'm going to. So that is going to be the end of this episode. But first, let's go ahead and look at our lineup that we have for week 1. Here we have James Hudson at left tackle, Quentin Nelson left guard, familiar faces on the offensive line. I'm going to go ahead and move Naheem Hines up to fullback so he can help when we have fullback in. He can be a good receiver out of the backfield with Jonathan Taylor. Jack Doyle at tight end. He's going to be our second tight end. Molly Cox is going to be our first. If we look at defense, We have DeForest Buckner, Grover Stewart. I'm kind of worried about our defense this year and our offense. I think with Carson Wentz at QB, there's a huge question there, and a little bit of a question at left tackle as well. Our receivers can use some help for sure. I think on defense, our secondary hopefully does well, and hopefully in the next episode we can hold against Derrick Henry and contain the Titans and come away with the win. But I will find that out in the next episode with you guys. So without further ado, I will see you guys in the next episode, and I hope you guys have a great day. And I'm going to be more consistent with uploads. Hopefully the next episode will come out in the next 24 hours. But the reason I haven't uploaded in the past week is I've just been busy catching up schoolwork. But hopefully I will be good, and I will be getting uploads out for this series, hopefully either once a day or once every other day. And then with other series on my channel, as they start, we will find a schedule for those. And if you guys have any recommendations, or what time you guys want something uploaded, or how often you want it, just let me know in the comments below. But other than that, I will see you guys in the next video, so peace out.